and welcome to Public Speaking Tips and Tales with your host, Speaking Coach Kelly. Today, we're going to focus on the tales more than the tips. And
Love
so
it.
I have a awesome person here today to tell us some tales from the stage, things that have happened that are, I haven't asked whether it's funny, inspiring, crazy, embarrassing, shocking, whatever. So I'm
All
excited to
things.
hear all the
All the
stories.
things.
Yes.
Oh man.
So
Years of
everybody,
doing this.
please welcome Brigham Blackham to the podcast. I'm super
Oh,
excited to have him on here.
thank you.
He heard me tell a poop story. Well, a toilet story.
A toilet
So,
story.
so we bonded over a
We
poop
did.
story. So
Yeah.
I'm
Crappy
excited to
humor.
hear.
It's great. Like it's just something
Right?
that it brings us all together. At some point during the day, we all have to defecate, and it's just one of those things.
Right? I
You know,
mean, it's
it
universal.
connects. It's universal. So
I love it.
that was great.
All right. Well, before we get into a story, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Oh, I would love to. Thank you so much for having me on the show today and talking about speaking. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite topics.
Right?
So,
Me
a
too.
little bit about myself. I actually taught theater and Mandarin Chinese for 7 years before I became an entrepreneur.
Wow.
So, absolutely love storytelling, and it has become an integral part of my business. Telling a story is how people process their world, and the words we choose to use, and the things that we think about, and how we ascribe meaning to what we're doing. Sell with a story. Boom, right there. I love it.
That's what I'm reading right now.
I love that. Yeah, I just barely had a guy on my podcast. He's a story brand guy, and I was like, "You're just telling me George Campbell." Like this is all I was hearing the the story over and over, and it's one of those things. The more entrenched you understand stories, the easier it is for you to connect with people,
Oh,
because we all have these patterns that just keep pulling through, and you see the archetypes, you see the different things that make it so that you can connect with people. And if you're not like able to bring in and let others see you for who you really are, the good and the bad,
yeah.
then they don't really know you. So I
No.
love story, and it's been something that's driven me for years. I love theater. I started out as actually an actor, so that was kind of unique.
Really?
So that was most of my professional stage experience has been as an actor. So I did a lot of musicals. Uh,
Ah,
my longest run was actually in Les Mis over at Hale Center Theater Orm. It was like a 7 month run. So we did
oh my God.
around 100 shows. So it was awesome. But
Wow.
you think about it, like
Amazing.
there's some things you learn on stage that you just cannot understand until you are performing in front of an audience. And oh my goodness, sometimes you have the music go out and it is deathly silent, and you
Oh,
say things like,
awkward.
"Wow, it's silent as death out here." And uh, every once in a while on stage, you have these moments of brilliance, and then other times you have these moments where you're just like, "Ooh, I wish I wouldn't have said that." But
Yep.
all of it, it is for us, and it's part of the experience, the human experience, and connecting with people. And I love being
Absolutely.
on stage. I love helping people see what's possible and rewrite their story. I'm branding myself as your success story coach. So if you want a
Oh,
success story,
yes.
it's very intentional with the words you choose, how you manifest them, what you're thinking about, and then how you ascribe meaning to certain things. Because there
Yeah,
are times where your story will dictate how you see the world.
that's true.
And if you don't choose the right language to manifest what
Mhm.
you want, then you are manifesting what you don't. It's like worrying is praying for your problems to come true.
I
You,
know, right?
you use the wrong language, and suddenly you're like, oh, I actually made that happen because that's what I was focusing on. And what you focus on, you attract. So, oh, I'm going to turn this light
Exactly.
back on. For some reason, this went off. Whoa. Oh, there we go.
You sound like an episode of my other podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You'd fit right in on the other one too.
Oh, great. I love it. I like to fit in, but even more, I like to belong. I don't
Yeah,
necessarily have to be everybody's cup of tea.
right.
Actually, that's a weird expression because I've never had tea in my whole life.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's so
a
funny.
cup of water, I don't know, your cup
I
of
have a
juice.
question for something you said though.
Ooh, okay, let's do it.
You teach Mandarin.
Yeah,
My sister speaks Mandarin,
awesome.
and I'm thinking you might have learned it the same way.
Probably. My name is Brigham, so you can probably
Yes,
guess where I
I
learned
figured.
Yeah, so
Where
I
did you
served a
go?
mission that the cat's out of the bag. I did. I served a mission in Taiwan. That's when I
Nice.
first got the exposure to the language.
Nice.
Love the people. And that's the thing.
Mine
It,
mine went to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so
And
I served in
it's
Taiwan,
awesome.
which was a tropical island. It was beautiful, but I was pretty much in the city all the time.
Oh,
So I was on a bike sweating like crazy all the time. It's crazy humid. Uh, talking to people. One of my favorite networking hacks I actually learned as a missionary, and I used it probably 10,000 plus times.
yeah.
You ready for it? This I
Yes.
wasn't planning on this, but this is it.
Yeah.
All you need is a pen to do this. So if you're on the side of a road and you want to talk with someone, this is a contacting 101 trick. This is good.
Okay.
This is like something you're like,
Let's
oh,
hear
how
it.
did I never use this before?
Ninja
So
secret.
here's a secret, right? You talk to someone for a moment, like, hi, how are you? And you go like this. And they're like, okay. And they take the pen. And then you keep talking. Oh, sorry, look, there's a light right there. Let's go over the side of the road. And then they don't steal your pen and they pull over their scooter or their bike or their car. And you have a 2 or 3 minute conversation. You can get their contact info. I was like, that right there was such a useful little hack
That
on
is
getting
so
to connect with
funny.
people. Yeah,
I
it's one of those
never.
like I never thought that I would go through that very many pens, but I only went through maybe 10 or 20 pens my whole mission because not very many people stole them.
That's
It was
amazing.
it was amazing. And I talked to
Wow.
like 50, maybe 100 people a day. So it was like it was awesome. So there's
I love
street.
it.
If you ever street contact, you're like trying to do,
Yes.
stuff for your business or whatever. There's one way you
Take a
can,
pen.
yeah, take a pen or a
I
pencil
love
and
that.
get it in their hand, and then they won't walk away.
Genius.
So there you go.
Sales tips from Brigham. Love it.
Yeah, contacting tips, right?
Okay,
Okay.
so this podcast is about public speaking tips and tales, and so I do tip videos just by myself, like not even with the video. I mean,
Yeah.
just an episode.
Mhm.
But my tales part, that's where people come on and tell stories because
So good.
there's so many crazy stories of things that happen to us on stage that we don't really get to share or talk about. And people that want to be speakers, they have no idea some of the crazy stuff we go through. And I feel like we kind of need to inoculate them against the crazy that's going to happen once they
Yes, not
get
that
there.
might happen, that will happen. There's
Yeah,
gonna be something that
well,
goes
that
wrong.
will. Yes. So I am really excited to hear some of your stories from the stage. And
I
so
love
you
it.
can just go.
Just go, share a
Just
story.
share with
Okay.
us the
Let
awesomeness.
let me start here. I was barely in Centennial, Wyoming. Okay. I had an opportunity to go with our groups called the Final Percent. We went over there and I had just like maybe 8 or 10 minutes that I was able to speak. We did this round robin almost type of thing where if you're familiar with like a thrust stage, you have your speaker in the middle, and then you have on, you know, almost the whole thing, but not behind you. You've got your audience all
Yeah.
surrounding you. I was in the audience there, and I got to have like 8 or 10 minutes to share my story, and I shared my transformation story of how I've been taking my health into more of a serious focus for the last 2 months, and I got really vulnerable, and I I started like getting my throat caught a little. I was like, "Ugh." It's so interesting that if you don't have enough water, guys, you sometimes are like, I want to get through this, but like
Yes.
you almost need a cough, but you don't. Yeah, I hate those little frogs in the throat moments,
Oh, I
but you get a
know.
little swig of water, maybe a cough drop or something that lets you
Yeah.
smooth that out. But while I was sharing this, it was something that you never know when those little moments are going to let you connect with your audience, because sometimes you get a little bit uh, in the moment and you don't draw attention to it. And what I've learned as an improviser was actually draw attention to it.
Mhm.
And when you say, "Oh man, sorry, I'm struggling. Give me a second. Take a swig," you endear yourself to your audience.
Oh,
Sometimes it's in those mistakes that
I
you're
love
able
that.
to, it's not even a mistake. It's in those moments of
Yeah.
where it feels like it's like, oh man, this is going to disconnect me. It's actually going
Yeah.
to make it so you feel real.
You
I had a
humanize yourself.
friend that would uh, drop stuff on stage every once in a while intentionally. So he's like, oh, sorry, let me get this,
Oh,
because the imperfection allowed those people to connect with them a little bit more. And while I was sharing that story, I was just thinking, wow, I drew attention that I needed to get that little frog out of my throat for just a second. And then people are able to listen a little bit more intently. And I shared
Mm,
how over the last 2 months I've been able to drop over 20 pounds. I was like, that was a really cool experience to be able to share that. And you never know when those moments are going to come because I wasn't on the speaker role there. I wasn't the one speaking, but I got to have the mic for like almost 10 minutes straight.
that's awesome.
So, as an audience member, if you ever have the opportunity, you also can speak when they have uh, those moments to pass the mic, if you will.
Yes.
And if you have your story geared up, you have opportunities that you can connect with people. Stay in that moment. Being in the moment so important. Like I I've got so many little stories and anecdotes, but what in your opinion is like one of the hardest things for speakers to overcome? I know you talked to a lot of people, Kelly, so I want to hear one from you too.
So, like beginning speakers or
Let's talk
seasoned
about
speakers?
seasoned speakers.
Okay, here's one. I think that sometimes they get to a point where they've told their story so many times
Mhm.
that they kind of get bored with it or they discount it or they forget how powerful parts of it are. And so they just kind of gloss through it, let's get this story over with so I can get to the teaching. But I think, the story, the transformation story,
Mm.
that's what really gets people. But if you skip through that part, then you're losing all that connection you could build during the foundation part of your speech. I think that's probably the biggest thing I see.
Yeah. So I have a tip technically that comes along with that. Is that all right if I share one?
Yes, please. I love
Okay.
tips.
So
We
I
can
did
have
this
a
with
tip
my
on a tail episode.
Yep, on the tail end of a tail. No, it's good. All right. When I was really entrenched in helping my students get out of themselves and do monologues as a theater teacher,
Mm,
they were always after they got the monologue down, they understand they had every word they're figuring out. When they went from understanding the words to being able to perform the words, that transition it came down to, hey, have you done it enough to not just know it, but know that you won't screw it up, that you'll
yeah.
do it correctly over and over and over again? They start to have the performativity fall off. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. When you're over prepared, you're like, man, I'm not living in the moment. The key distinction and the thing that helps people the most is, are you giving this story to your audience as a gift? Are
Ooh,
you reliving it, not just recounting it? Because a
yeah.
lot of people can recount a story. It doesn't take that much energy and effort to recount a story, but it does take a lot of effort to relive it. And when you step into that emotional reality of what it
Mhm.
was like,
Yes.
it is a huge difference. So
And that,
there's a little tip for you that I think is absolutely essential. And that helped so many of my students get out of the fear of performing. So like, oh, this isn't for me. I already know it. It's not for me. It's for my audience. And
wow.
as you're doing that, man, you're able to communicate so much more effectively. I think that applies as a speaker in so many different ways.
That's such a good way to explain it.
Thank you.
You're reliving it, not
Mhm.
recounting it. Because the energy is so different
Way different.
between those two things. You know
And
what? We went to go see David Copperfield
oh,
last
did you
summer.
lose the visual of like what was it? Is it a train? What was he doing? The helicopter? What did he make disappear?
He made I think it was a spaceship this time,
Spaceship. That's so cool.
but it was so disappointing in a way
Mm.
because I could tell he was recounting
Oh.
everything. He was not reliving anything.
Mm.
Like he had lost, I hope he doesn't see this. He had lost his passion for his show. And me and my husband were just like, wow, really? I wish I'd seen him 20 years ago when he was still excited about this. Because he
Yeah.
was just kind of jaded and bored and kind of making fun of the audience, even. Like,
Oh,
it was really weird.
yeah.
And I
I
don't
mean,
know if he was
you
having a
think
bad
about it.
day or what.
I've been in some shows that had very long runs, and the
Yes.
thing that makes every single show unique is the audience. And
Oh,
instead of thinking, oh, this is my 50th time I've done this show, you think
yeah.
this is their first time they get to see the show. This is the first and last time it will ever be done on Thursday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You never think of matinees the same. Like this is the show for
Yeah.
them. They may never come back. They might be the only time they've ever seen this show in their whole life, and that might be their
Mhm.
experience and their association. So, man, having a great audience makes such a huge difference.
Yes.
So,
Gosh.
I'm curious for you, like uh, when you have a small audience in comparison to like a massive audience, what do you do to infuse more energy into the audience? Because I have a couple things that come to mind, but I'm just curious, what do you do?
With a small one,
Yeah, with like a small audience versus a big audience.
um, I let me think about that. I do have way more natural energy with a big audience.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to think of last time I had a small audience and how I adapted to that. Oh,
It's a
I
great
did just
problem.
have, well,
You're
it
like,
was
when
more of
was
a
the last time I
workshop.
had a small audience? What
I
a great problem. First world speaker problem right there.
I
Oh, I don't know. I don't have small audiences.
kind of, but like, yeah, I've had some small, I feel like I show up the same. I don't
Yeah.
feel like it's different for me because I am so excited to get up and speak. Like it doesn't matter to me if there's two people or 200 people.
Mm,
So maybe I'm weird that way, but I love speaking so much that it doesn't really matter to me how many people are there.
I love that. Can I share my little idea?
Yes. Yes.
If it's 100 people, 1,000 people, or two people,
Yeah.
I choose the one that looks like they're the most engaged, the one that really wants the message the most, and I
Yes.
deliver it to them.
Oh my gosh.
That's my secret. I don't have to have a 10,000 people. I'm not interacting with every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's called going through one person. In
Oh my
theater,
gosh.
you learn this as an acting technique where you're placing your focus, that
Yeah.
energy. Other people see through your eyes because of that reaction. And when you
Oh,
connect with like one specific person, you do callback jokes and you go right to that person. Like, oh, did you get that? Yeah, oh, you got it. Sweet, good. Then you move on. You are allowing every single audience member to look through that person's eyes.
yes. Oh my
That's
gosh.
one of the things that I learned in theater. I've learned in improv. I've used on stage
Mhm.
multiple times. It's connections. That's
Yes.
all this is. That's actually my word for this year, by the way, is guanxi in Mandarin,
Yeah.
which is a system of connecting, which is relationships.
That's
Your
awesome.
systems of relationships, that's the word. I choose a word every single year that I want to focus on, I want to
Yeah.
manifest and become. And that's my word this year is making connections. And I
I
think
love that.
anytime we can make a connection that's real, it's palpable, it's energetic, it allows people to know we care about them, we like them, and you
Mhm.
build that trust factor, you know that your audience is going to be endeared to you because you're willing to be vulnerable. If you're
Yeah.
not willing to be vulnerable, I mean, it's really easy as an actor to be like, wow, that was just, I didn't connect with that.
Well,
But if you're willing to open up and say, hey, this is me recounting my story. This is reliving it. Come, I'm gonna let you in for a moment.
yes,
So
it's a beautiful thing.
yeah, very beautiful thing.
Mm, I love it.
Okay, now I feel like we got to get to more stories. What type of
Yes.
story do you want? I've got so many different ones that may be applicable. I'm just curious. What type of things you want to hear?
Like when you think of stories that have happened to you on stage, like what's the most epic one that sticks out in your mind?
The most epic?
Yes.
I don't know why this is the one that popped into my head. This is not epic. Can I share one that just I feel like this is still useful though.
Yes, if
In
that's what popped
rehearsal,
into your head.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess this is the one that needs to happen. In rehearsal for I think it was a high school play. I was playing Papagay, which is a in Once on This Island. We had these steps. I think it's 4 steps down, and the steps were black, and we did not have little light strips on there. You're supposed to do that. That's like 101. You need to do that.
Yeah.
But I was going off and exiting like I was supposed to. I missed the step, and I flew into the audience, and I like whacked my shin, and then I got up and I was like, oh, I have to be up, and I just left. And there wasn't an audience there, but it was one of those that I was like, this was the most awkward fall I've ever had in my life. Where sometimes you make a fall and you're like, yeah, I meant to do that. And sometimes you fall like there's no saving it. That just happened.
It's just
So
there.
yeah, that one
Oh my
happened to me in high
gosh.
school. That was interesting. So an epic story though. Let me see if I can think of an epic one. Um, my last time I was on the Renata stage, I had the opportunity to be with one of my mentors, Greg Kimball. I love this guy. He created the Final Percent Network, and he gave me the opportunity to speak on a topic I'm really passionate about. And it was specifically kintsugi, which is a Japanese principle of, have you heard of this? Right?
Yeah, with the
Where you
gold.
break something like a piece of porcelain, and the way you
Yeah,
glue it back together is actually with gold. It's a type of lacquer that allows the
beautiful.
breaks to actually come out and be more beautiful. And as I was performing that little speech alongside him, I just remembered, man, every single thing that I've done in my life has led up to this point. Being able to speak Mandarin and have the full context of what this means, not just uh, the Japanese word kintsugi, it's actually jinju. Jin is gold, and then ji is to continue. It continues because there's gold there that reinfuses it. It's
Oh,
like it's so beautiful.
love
Sometimes we don't understand that the etymology and the background of words can open up new stories to us. Every single word that we have in our language is a new story. And I remember sharing some of those things and having people afterwards be like, I have never heard it said like that.
that.
Never heard something broken down in a way that illuminated something that I thought I already understood. I was like,
Ooh,
that's the power of good speaking,
yes.
is it allows you to see farther and more clear than you could before.
Mm,
And you're doing something really amazing when you share something from your knowledge, from your wisdom. You are giving an audience an opportunity to see through your eyes without having to walk in your shoes yet.
ooh,
So
that's deep.
what
That
what
is
if
profound.
what if we were like weird enough to say, you know what? I'm going to assess every story in my life. I'm going to look at these stories and figure out what's instructive and helpful for somebody else and what's not. If it's not, just don't even use it. But if
Yeah.
it's going to be helping somebody else, then you go from, hey, this is where I was, this is where I am now.
Mm,
This story is the bridge, and you get to become a bridge for people to create their success story. That's
that's
what I'm so
beautiful.
passionate about. I love stories.
Do you keep a story file?
I do. I actually have a story file that is on
Yay.
Canva, and I like to make little trainings based on the story. Sometimes I haven't shared a lot of my stories. Some of them I'm like, I need to find the right point to share it. But
Right.
I
Same
love
here.
connecting. I call it story mining is what I do. So I
Yeah.
mine through my mind and I go back
Hmm.
through. I kind of like digging out, okay, which part of this story will be most helpful?
Yeah.
And one of the things I've noticed as I've been doing more speeches is people, the only thing people really need to know about you is how your customers have been able to be successful. Rarely do people care about you and your experience, they care
Yeah.
about them.
That's
And as
true.
soon as you can recognize this story is their story, it makes it relatable.
Yeah.
Then you can bring people in. But if you're always trying to share your own story and you have like that agenda, like I have to push all these stories on other people, then I feel like it actually doesn't help you connect as much.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot more. How do I understand and utilize other people's stories and get those third party testimonial types of things
Yeah.
that allows me to fit in all these different data points because it's just data. You're like, hey, here's the experience, here's another experience, here's another experience, and I want people to have that full experience anytime I'm speaking.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yes, I love to story mine. I actually did a little training on
Good
that like 2 months
job.
ago on my
Yeah.
social media platform. On YouTube, I have a little story mining thing. Go check it out. That's good. I think
Yes.
it was like one of my first 10 podcasts. That was the main topic was how to story mine.
That's
Take
really
those
smart.
stories that were in your head that aren't doing anything but just serving you and saying,
Hmm.
how can I have this story serve somebody else? And you'll be
Yeah.
surprised how many of those will absolutely be transformative for other people.
I think that's a really important transformation speakers have to go through where, they start out, it's all about me, right?
Yeah.
It's all about my journey and how much progress I've made. And wow, look what I've done. Look what I went through. But the longer good speakers speak, the more it shifts from, wow, look how great I am to, wow, look how great you could be.
Right? That's what drives me too. Like it's not just about, hey, here's a story. It's this changed me. It made me better, so I want to share it and give a gift back.
Yeah.
It if you're not willing to give a gift to your audience, why are you speaking? Right? If all you're doing is serving yourself, right?
Right. Yeah.
That hit the tickle. Smells good.
It did. It did. Good stuff.
Good
Woo.
stuff. Ooh, you should shake it. No, it's good.
Well, that was a good story you shared. I like that. Do you have any super embarrassing stories from the stage? It's okay if you don't.
Oh man, I got lots of embarrassing stories from the
Yeah.
stage.
What's your best
One that
embarrassing?
came to mind, I actually recently did a stand-up event over in Chicago, and I recorded the full story, so you can go check that out. It was the most embarrassing moment that I had uh, learning Mandarin Chinese.
Oh,
Maybe I'll send that link to you. But basically, I go into this grocery store, right? I'm like,
yeah.
ching ching, and that's not racist. It's just a bell, right? I go go into this Chinese grocery store, and while I'm got this word in my head, it was called xiangjiao, which means banana, right? I was like, okay, xiangjiao. I'm gonna use this word today because you're just like, I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
I go up, I talk to this lady and say, hey, 我要买香蕉. But what I actually said was 我要性交, which means I want sex instead of I want a banana. And
Oh
there's no way to recover from that. You're like, no, I just want a banana. And you start gesturing things. And you're like, I can't, I don't know how to make this. We just left. My companion and I, we just left. And I was like, I don't think I even went back to that grocery store ever.
Oh my gosh,
That
that's so
that was so
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
That
So
is very embarrassing.
another embarrassing story. This was one that happened on my mission too, which is kind of funny. And I bring this up because, guys, all the world is a stage.
Oh, yeah,
Every single part
it
of your
is.
life is a stage. I went through a performativity class at BYU, and the way you put on your clothes, what you have around you, what you surround yourself, your environment, it is a stage.
Yeah.
Now, there might not be an audience, right? That's the difference between theater and a good stage. But
Right.
we have stages all over. And there was this time where I was at a Napoli's, which is a pizza joint over in Taiwan, and I was talking with my companion. We were kind of being dorky, but I was like, "Man, that waitress is so pretty." Like, yeah, she really is. She's hot. And I don't know why we said that, and we were saying it in English because everyone around us always speaks Mandarin. And she ended up being our waitress, and we were like so embarrassed. And she, at the end of it, after we ordered and we had eaten, she's like, "Hey, thanks for the compliment, boys," in English. I was like, oh. Oh, what were we thinking? So dumb. So dumb. I did go back multiple times with my companions to that one though, because she was very nice. But yeah, it
Oh
was
my
just
gosh.
really funny.
That is
Sometimes you
funny.
say things and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But whatever.
I know. Don't you wish an undo button was available for life,
Yeah, like,
not just your
like,
computer? Oop.
yeah,
Nope.
what
Control
would that
Z.
be like? I actually do that with my kids sometimes. We
Yeah.
do the redo or the rewind. So if we have a moment where they just freak out and they're like
Yeah.
little catty at each other, we're like, oh, put the pause. We're gonna rewind that. Try that again, as if you didn't hate her, or try that
That
again.
is smart.
And because I've done that in theater so many times, like hit the redo button. Sometimes the fact that you did that, it repairs the relationship immediately.
Yeah.
You can do this in your marriage. You can do this in life. You can do this on stage. Guys, if you make a mistake, like, whoa, I'm gonna redo that for a second. You absolutely can do that. Now, if it is in a theatrical production and you have music, just keep
Oh,
going.
yeah.
There are sometimes where the show must go on,
Yes.
but as a professional speaker, I mean, very rarely do you have a minus track you have to keep to.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had one on stage with me except for as an actor in a
Yeah.
musical. And
So yes, we can do it. Redo.
yeah, we absolutely, oh, I'm gonna redo that. Did that make sense? No, I'm gonna come back. Let's make that make sense.
Let's try that again.
Right. And sometimes, like I did this with my students, sometimes when I was talking to them and you'd see the deer in the headlights kind of
Yes.
eyes.
Yeah.
If you see that in your audience, you need to have a pattern interrupt and be
Yes.
like, hey, let's come back here. Right.
That's the
Like,
worst look.
oh man, that's the worst. I hate that. The empty sockets just so one of the ways I would do that, there's so many different ways to do pattern interrupts, but I would go and I would like throw a little fishing line out there and try and catch their attention. It's like, oh, almost. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I want to get their attention. Ah! And then they're like, what are you doing? Oh, I got it. And I get my net, like, oh, so glad I got your attention again. And then we keep going. Such a fun little hack right there.
That's really cute.
So there's so many different ways. And the more creative you are,
Yeah.
the better, right? You can get their attention any way you want, right?
Yeah.
You could swim to get their attention, like all the different fun things, and let your personality through. I think that's one of the things that a lot of speakers think, I have to make sure that I'm doing this in this specific way, and I'm going to gesture on that word. And it's pageantry.
Oh.
And I've been in a pageant before. And have you ever heard of the Mormon Miracle Pageant? They used to do it like 10 plus years ago. I was the lead in it 3 different times. Super fun.
Wow. Awesome.
That was my high school. It was fun. That's the biggest audience I ever performed for was actually there. It was over 20,000 people, which is super fun. Wow. But we had 900 people on the side of a mountain, basically, right in front of the Manti Temple. People come from all over the world. You got to interact with them beforehand as missionary. And then on the stage, you have very specific movements you need to do. But the difference between a good actor and someone that was just doing pageantry was they relived the moment and they recounted it as if they were going through it in that moment, rather than just, I'm going to gesture here, gesture big. Oh, I bet half of the actors were just this type of pageantry. And then the ones that actually made an impact were the ones that let the emotions in, that let the experience be real. Like I got to portray Captain Moroni once, which was super fun. He's a great war hero from the Book of Mormon. And there was this fight scene and we got so into it. We were extremely articulate with every single smack. I even got to do a backflip at the end. That was the first time that I knew that they had done that in the way that they had choreographed it. And I remember talking to some of the audience after. They're like, that was the freaking coolest scene that we've ever seen when we came here. And part of it is because I was in the moment.
Yeah.
So many people keep thinking for the future, or they think in the past, right? If you get stuck in the past, that's depression. If you get stuck in the future, that's anxiety.
Yeah.
You get stuck in the present, and that's called happiness.
So that's a good quote.
Oh, you can quote me on that.
That's a Brigham soundbite.
If there's another attribution, you can give that. But that's the idea.
Yeah.
That if we are going to be happy, we want to choose to be present.
Yeah.
Because it is a choice.
It is. Totally.
And as a speaker, if you are not present, what are you doing? Right? Like, what are we doing? So anyway, there's a few stories. I don't know.
Love them.
Here. I got good ones. I want to hear some of yours too, but we're going to wait for my podcast to do that, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yes, we probably should do that. That was fun.
Okay. Well, good.
All right. Well, I want the link.
Oh, absolutely.
You told me about, and
I'll give you my link to my podcast and my link tree. It'll be easy for people to find me that way. It'll be awesome. All the links. Because guys, go follow my podcast. You're gonna come see Kelly on it. Yeah, you don't want to miss that. Yes. It's gonna be awesome. Oh,
that'll be fun.
It's called Levelin Up with Brigham Blackham on YouTube. You're gonna love it.
That is awesome. Okay. So the links will be in the show notes. If somebody can't figure out how to find show notes, what is the easiest way to find you?
I'm the only Brigham Blackham on YouTube and on Facebook. So
dude, lucky.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty sweet.
I think I'm the only Kelly Kaye Walker, but I had to start using the K because there was a lot of Kelly Walkers. Yeah. So good job.
It's good to have an old pioneer name, I guess.
Yes. Boy, howdy.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Brighams, which is good.
Not a lot of them. No.
There you go. That's how you find me.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're a delight.
You're a delight. I mean, it's fun to chat with you. All right. Well,
any last words before we go?
Any last words?
Yeah. No pressure.
The work. I love this. This is one of my favorite things is identify the work and do the work. If you want to be a speaker, you need to identify, hey, what type of audiences do I want to speak to? Yeah. Who's my people? All right. Identify that work. What stages do I want to be on? Identify the work and then do the work. It's that simple.
That's very simple. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Brigham Blackham, for being on Public Speaking Tips and Tales.
Ooh.
And I look forward to getting to know you better and watching all your links.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, have a good one. And we will see you guys all in the next episode. See you later.
Bye.